Frogs win. TCU beats Baylor, back on top in the revivalry. No, we're not calling it the Blue Bonnet Battle. 42-36 after 6 hours, 3 lightning delays, and some wild football. And we're going to talk all about it. But yeah, I had time for a nap. Hopefully you did too. Certainly needed to recover a little bit after that game. I'm Clint Foster. Thanks so much for joining us here on TCU Postgame Live. And before we get started talking about the game, you know I need a couple of things from you. First of all, please subscribe to the show. Let me get the ticker running here. At Big 12 VOCFB, at TCU VOCFB. Y'all, we are very close. Very, very close to having 1,000 subscribers on the Biggest 12 channel. That's at Big 12 VOCFB. Please subscribe to that channel. That's going to be so massively helpful. You have no idea how helpful that will be to me if I can have 1,000 subscribers on that channel. There's a lot of stuff that hinges on that, so please do that for me. And also, please make sure that you're following me on Twitter at Clint_Foster55. You can see me tweeting through all of my feelings, or also my Instagram at the Clint Foster. My Instagram stories, I was being active with those today, and follow my personal YouTube channel at Clint Foster Creations. That's where you can catch Remember the Alamo Bowl, now nominated for a second film festival. So watch it if you haven't. If you have, watch it again. You know, I mean, listen, I just want people to see it and enjoy it. Like I've said so many times, I'm not able to make any money off of that one, but I want you to enjoy it. So please do check that out. Also check out the Voice of College Football on Twitter, on Instagram, and the Voice of College Football store, vocfb.com/shop. You enter in the promo code Big 12 VOCFB. You're gonna, they're gonna know then that you're a fan of the Biggest 12, of the TCU postgame show, and you get I think you get a discount. I don't know. Also, make sure you're downloading the Biggest 12 wherever you get your podcasts, because we're on all the places. We're in all of them. And I'm going to go ahead and throw up the link in the chat here. There it is. You know it's the postgame show. It's a call-in show every time. So you got something to say about the Swarm Frogs win? I know we're doing a little bit later. It was a weird day. I needed a second. Okay. But if you got anything you want to say, get off your chest about this TCU victory or something else, theoretically, use that link in the chat. Okay. So let's talk about this game. As I said, Frogs win 42-36. What is that? 13-5 over the last, since the ending of the Big 12. TCU is 13-5 against Baylor. I think that's what I tweeted. I think that's the correct number. Let me make sure here. So, I'm saying things on the internet. Yeah, 13-5. 13-5. Wow, that's dominance right there. And frankly, a lot of those 5 should have been TCU victories as well. And we got another one today. Faced some adversity. The 3 lightning delays. We will talk about that. And the Frogs did it in really convincing fashion. I mean, truly, for anybody who was at this game, and specifically the people who ended up leaving early from this game, you would know that this score is really not indicative of just how dominant TCU looked in this game. And a big reason why is the defense. This was by far, in my opinion, TCU defense's best performance. Of course, it's not really indicated by the final score, but the defense stood tall. They were continually put in bad situations by the offense, and more often than not, they came out on the correct side of it. Let's see how many turnovers they forced. 4 turnovers. All right. Interceptions from Vernon Glover, Nnamdi Obiazor, Jamel Johnson, and a fumble recovery from Paul Oyewole. Really, really, really great defensive performance, shutting down Sawyer Robinson for the most part until the very end of that game. Sawyer Robinson finished 25 of 52. Okay, so Baylor was, and hey, they're putting the ball in the hands of their best player, right? 25 of 52, 318 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's a 39.9 QBR, and you can thank the defense for that. Also held the Bears to 121 yards rushing on 37 attempts. Okay, Baylor was on the field a lot. obviously, but that is a 3.3 yards per carry average. So I mean, a lot of really good things to like about this game, and I'm trying to get some more stats for you here, make it a little bit. We got the recap. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, it was a good performance by the defense. I mean, Andy Avalos, I think, has been a revelation this year. He is consistently, every defense is going to give up touchdowns. Yes, every defense is going to have plays that frustrate all of us. Why is that guy open on this one play? Why is he open on that play? But by and large, this defense is on the field a long freaking time every single game, and they stand tall. And it's really exclusively because of the defense that TCU is able to come away with the win in the final 4 minutes of the game when Baylor is surging and Baylor's trying to come back, and we will talk about that. Okay, yeah, here's the stats that I was looking for. So Baylor won the time of possession 31 minutes 45 seconds to TCU's 28-15. So the defense was on the field more and held Baylor to 439 total yards. Here's an interesting one: 6 of 17 on third down efficiency for Baylor. And that is saying something, because TCU has had, if there's one thing that you can point to the TCU defense and say this has been an issue this year, it's been getting off the field on third and fourth down. And there were certainly some times, right? Baylor was 2 for 4 on fourth down. They went for it a lot on fourth down today. As I said, 6 of 17 on third. But more often than not, the TCU defense was getting off the field when they needed to get off the field in the early portion of this game. And looking to the offensive side of the ball, what do you stinking know? Running the ball works. It works. Okay. I, along with so many people in the stands today, were so elated to see TCU running the ball. Kendall Briles choosing to run the ball and run the ball consistently. The offensive line had a very great game, despite the fact that it was looking like we might have been down 3 starting offensive linemen going into this one. But I think it was Cade Bennett and Colton Deary were both on the injury report. They ended up playing, and the TCU offensive line had a great game. Look at this. What have we been saying? So many games this year. Oh, you run the ball effectively and then you just give up on it. We did not give up on it today. 38 carries as a team, 196 yards, 5.2 yards a carry. Keep on doing it. Keep running that ball. Kavorian Barnes, of course, leading the way. 25 carries, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. 25 carries. I don't know how many of us have said we need Kavorian Barnes to have 25 carries a game. We did it. Okay. I don't know if Kendall Briles was looking at Twitter, if he was listening to any of us, but he gave Kavorian Barnes 25 carries. That's exactly what he needed to do. And the biggest beneficiary of this, by far, is Trent Battle, who blows open a 65-yard run with one of the biggest holes you've ever seen in your life by the offensive line on his touchdown play. 4 carries for 75 yards total, and that touchdown for Trent Battle. So great day running the ball, phenomenal day running the ball, and that allows the pass to be more opened up, right? Josh Hoover has a nice day, 22 of 31, 231 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Another key statistic, no interception for Josh Hoover. He did have a fumble, which got recovered for a touchdown, which we're going to talk about in a second. But solid day. Anytime you're not turning the ball over with interceptions, that's especially with as much rain, and we're having so many rain off and on that whole game. Definitely a good performance for him. Jordan Dwyer, the leading receiver on the day, 7 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown. Very nice touchdown. Very nice pass on that touchdown, by the way. And Eric McAllister also catching 7 balls. Him getting involved early and often. Another thing that we talked about, right? In the Kansas State game, why the hell aren't we getting Eric McAllister involved more? Why aren't we getting Kavorian Barnes involved more? Both of those players featured early and often into the offensive game plan, and that's what TCU has to do. 7 catches, 62 yards for Eric McAllister, and DJ Rogers with a nice touchdown catch as well. 4 catches, 30 yards for him, and Kamorian Pimpton getting involved with a touchdown catch as well. Several people around me, who's Kamorian Pimpton? Yeah, well, there he is. He's a new player. Okay, so Offense does good things, defense does good things, but listen, I don't want to piss on everyone's parade. All right. We won the game. That's good. There's nothing more frustrating than the fans who are like, still want to complain after we win a game. Okay, we won the game. Yes. TCU owns the skillet and the saddle and the abomination of a shield with blue bonnets painted all over it. We have all the rivalry trophies. That is a beautiful thing. That is a good thing. However, the last 4 minutes of that game, and Steven Simcox, I saw him right before I went on the show. I was like, dadgummit, Steven, I was going to talk about that on the show. He said the exact same thing I was thinking. The last 4 minutes of that game are indicative of the problems that this TCU program has. And in Steven Simcox's words, that is indicative of why this team is not going to be able to reach its goals. All right. Yes, the Big 12 is wide open. Yes, Tech lost today. I've got the BYU Utah game on right now. That's getting very spicy. This is a wide open conference this year. It'll probably be a wide open conference next year and the year after that. But TCU, especially the offense, is so undisciplined. And so, this Baylor game was good because for the most part, you saw that fire in their belly, and they had a lot of adversity with all of the lightning delays. It was very frustrating. And for the most part, they knuckled down and they did their job. But you dang near let Baylor come back from being down 3 touchdowns with 4 minutes left in the game. And it's not on the defense. It's on the offense for consistently going 3 and out or fumbling the ball and giving Baylor opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Most of those turnovers that I mentioned came in the last 4 minutes of that game as the defense is continually bailing out the offense, right? Hey, it's good that we won, but that was frustrating. It was a frustrating last 4 minutes, right? Very frustrating last 4 minutes. You got to be in a game like that. So at the end of the third lightning delay, we have a beautiful play call, a direct snap to Kavorian Barnes. He trots into the end zone for a touchdown. Chef's kiss, amazing. Applause, round of applause, standing ovation for Kendall Briles on that one. Love it, love it, love it. But after that, it was as if the team was like, this game's over. We're checked out. The offense did not finish. The offense did not finish this game. The defense finished this game. The offense did not, right? That's an opportunity where it's like after the defense makes that next stop for Baylor, okay, we got 3 something minutes. Now's the time where you shut this game down, you run the ball effectively, you send everybody home, right? And Baylor's going southbound 35, to quote Pat Green. But they didn't do that, right? And it's just the focus wanes and the execution is not there. The play calling was fine. We were running the ball. That's what you want to do, but like the players have to execute it. Like I see it at times from the defense, but I said it last week. The chip on the shoulder is not there, right? TCU has to decide what type of a program they're going to be, and they got to decide that how bad they want it and how bad they want to prove people wrong about them, right? Everybody's sitting here telling you. I don't know if any TCU players watch my show. Okay, I know some of them watched my sketches, and I haven't been as good about getting sketches out this year, unfortunately. But like, if anybody is watching my show right now, everybody is looking at TCU. They're looking at you, and they're saying 2022 was a fluke. So what are you going to do about it? How are you going to prove them wrong? I feel like we need that chip on the shoulder. We need it back. All right. Nobody seems to be calling in, which is totally fine. That's great. Y'all are all watching the Utah BYU game. Me too. I got it on right behind this light. But yeah, that's basically all I had to say today. Here's a quick word from Voice of College Football Bets, and then we'll bring this sucker home.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the voice of college football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
Well, that'll do it for the show tonight. Again, Frogs win 42-36, and that's the good news, right? We can at least hang our hats on that. We've beaten Baylor again. All is right with the world. We're probably not going to play Tech this year. so no losses to rivals. Hey, you got to love that, right? You can't argue with that. Be sure to tune in on Tuesday for the Biggest 12. Going to be a very fun show, a lot to talk about with all of the chaos. So subscribe. Make sure you don't miss it. You'll know exactly when it's happening at Big 12 VOCFB and TCU VOCFB here for the post-game shows. Come on, y'all. Please subscribe to that Big 12 channel. We're so close to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. So close. And also follow me on Twitter at Clint_Foster55 and on YouTube at Clint Foster Creation. So until next week, hopefully we'll be talking about a win in Morgantown. We don't get to talk about those very often. Until then, I love you, and go Frogs. See you around, folks.